All right, buckle up, everyone, because we're diving deep into the world of data and AI. Straight from AWS reInvent 2024, we've got something truly mind-blowing to unpack: the brand new Amazon Sagemaker Lakehouse.
Oh yeah, this is big.
And trust me, if you're even remotely interested in the future of data, you are going to want to stick around for this.
Absolutely.
So what sparked this whole deep dive was this incredible talk featuring two AWS experts, Niraja Rentachintala and Mahesh Mishra.
Right.
And let me tell you, these folks know their stuff. They just cut right through all the hype surrounding generative AI.
Yeah, everybody's so focused on the possibilities.
Yeah, all the cool stuff it can do.
But like they said, it's all useless without a rock-solid data foundation.
It's so true, right? It's like having this amazing, powerful sports car.
Right.
But you can't drive it anywhere because the tires are flat.
Huh. I like that.
The data is the foundation, the fuel that makes this whole AI engine run.
Yeah, and building that foundation, it can be a real challenge.
Oh, tell me about it.
You've got data scattered all over the place.
Silos everywhere.
Copies of the same information, and then it takes forever to actually use any of it.
It's like trying to build a house of cards on a
roller coaster.
Yes, on a roller coaster.
Perfect analogy.
But don't worry, folks, because AWS has come to the rescue with a solution that's going to blow your mind: the Sagemaker Lakehouse.
This is a game changer.
So let's ditch the roller coaster and explore this thing. So from what I gather, it's not some crazy new invention, right? It's more about taking the best of both worlds: data lakes and data warehouses.
You got it. Combining the flexibility of data lakes with the performance and structure of data warehouses.
Okay, so it's like having your cake and eating it too.
Exactly. You get the best of both worlds.
And this Sagemaker Lakehouse, it's built on three core principles, right?
Yeah.
Unified data, open access, and consistent security.
That's it. Those are the big ones.
Okay, let's break those down. Unified data. Does that mean I can finally say goodbye to those dreaded data silos?
You got it. No more data silos, all your data in one place.
So my S3 data lakes, my Redshift data warehouses, even external sources?
Yep. It can all come together in the Lakehouse.
It's like having a universal remote for all your data.
I like that.
No more switching between systems. Everything's right there at your fingertips.
Exactly. And speaking of accessibility, that's where open access comes in.
Okay, is this where I get to don my hacker hoodie, break free from vendor lock-in?
Uh-huh. Well, maybe not the hoodie, but yeah, the idea is to give you freedom.
Awesome.
The magic ingredient here is the Iceberg API.
Okay, Iceberg API. Tell me more.
It's an open standard, which means you're not tied to any specific vendor. You can use your favorite tools and engines to work with the data.
So whether I'm an AWS diehard or I prefer to play the field with third-party tools.
It doesn't matter. The Lakehouse welcomes all.
That's fantastic. So no more compatibility nightmares.
Exactly.
Okay, last but certainly not least, let's talk about consistent security. I mean, in today's world, data security is non-negotiable.
Absolutely. And the Lakehouse takes security very seriously. It has built-in security controls to protect your data, no matter how it's accessed.
We're talking Fort Knox level security here, right?
Yeah, you could say that. We're talking fine-grained access controls. You can even set permissions down to the cell level.
Wow, cell level permissions.
And there's also tag-based access control for even more granular permissions.
That's impressive. It's like having a virtual bouncer at the door of your data.
Making sure only the right people get in.
I like it. So we've got unified data, open access, and security that would make Fort Knox jealous. But let's get down to brass tacks here. How does all of this actually translate into solving real-world data problems?
Well, that's where the specific components of the Lakehouse come into play.
Okay, let's hear it.
And the best part is you don't have to scrap your existing setup. The Lakehouse integrates seamlessly.
Phew. That's a relief.
So let's start with storage. You've actually got 3 options to choose from depending on your needs.
Options are always a good thing. It's like choosing your weapon in a video game, each one with its strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah. So first up, we have the trusty general-purpose S3 buckets.
The old reliable.
Reliable, scalable, and cost-effective. They're like your workhorse for storing all sorts of data.
Got it.
Then there's the new kid on the block, S3 tables.
Ooh, tell me more about this.
They're built for speed. 10 times faster than general-purpose buckets for those really data-intensive workloads.
So like a sports car for data.
Exactly.
Okay, so general-purpose buckets for versatility, S3 tables for speed. But what if I need the ultimate data valet service? Something that handles everything with peak performance and minimal effort on my part.
Well, AWS has got you covered there too with Redshift Managed Storage.
Now we're talking.
It's the same high-performance, fully managed storage system that powers Amazon Redshift, their data warehousing service. But now you can use it for your entire data lake.
Wow, so it's like having a personal data assistant who not only organizes all my files, but also keeps them perfectly optimized for blazing fast access.
You got it.
That sounds amazing.
You get the performance benefits of Redshift without being limited to just your data warehouse. It extends to your entire data lake. And the best part is, you don't have to sacrifice any of that openness or flexibility that the Lakehouse offers.
Okay, so we've got options galore for storage.
Mm-hmm.
But with all this data flowing in from different sources, how do we keep track of it all? It's like having a massive library with no card catalog, pure chaos.
Don't worry. The Sagemaker Lakehouse has a brain the unified data catalog.
Ah, okay.
This is where all your data assets are neatly organized and managed. Think of it as a Google search for your data. You can instantly find what you need, regardless of where it's stored or how it's formatted.
That is a lifesaver. So I can say goodbye to those frantic searches through mountains of data, trying to remember where I put that crucial customer segmentation file.
Yeah. Exactly. It's powered by AWS Glue Data Catalog, which a lot of AWS users are already familiar with.
Right.
And you can even create dynamic hierarchies to organize your data logically.
Oh, that's interesting.
For example, a company could group their sales data by region, product category, and date, making it super easy to find and analyze.
That's brilliant. So we've got our data unified, our storage sorted, and a brilliant librarian keeping track of it all. But we've only just scratched the surface of what the Sagemaker Lakehouse can do. Stay tuned, because in our next segment, we're going to unpack even more powerful features, and we're going to explore how companies are actually using this to really level up their data game.
I can't wait. It's pretty amazing how Sagemaker Lakehouse is making breaking down data silos a reality. You know?
It's true, right?
Yeah.
It's like this idea that's been around forever, but it's finally clicking into place.
Yeah. It's not just about reinventing the wheel. It's about like taking all those good parts, right? The data lakes, the data warehouses, the open standards, and putting it all together in a way that just makes sense.
Right. And it's not just about the tech. It's about empowering people to actually do more with the data, right? Like the data scientists, the engineers, the analysts, even business leaders can finally get the data they need when they need it.
Exactly.
In a way that's actually usable.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm curious, how does all this actually work under the hood? I'm kind of a tech nerd, so I want to know how all the gears are turning.
All right, let's pop the hood and take a peek.
Okay.
So, remember Mahesh from that AWS talk we were talking about? He gave this this great breakdown of the Lakehouse architecture.
Okay.
Pretty slick how it all comes together.
All right. Lead the way. I'm ready for the behind-the-scenes tour.
All right, so we talked about the 3 storage options, right?
The general-purpose S3 buckets,
Right.
the S3 tables, and the Redshift managed storage. And it's like the Lakehouse doesn't see them as separate things, right? Like I can mix and match depending on what I need for each project.
Yeah, exactly. You get a unified view of all your data,
Okay.
no matter where it's physically stored.
Got it.
This is where that Iceberg API really shines.
Okay.
Because it acts like a translator, right?
Oh, okay.
Between that storage and the tools that you're using to access it.
So it's like the multilingual friend who lets everyone communicate at a party even if they don't speak the same language.
Yes, that's a great analogy.
All right, I like it.
And to keep everything organized, the Lakehouse uses the unified data catalog powered by AWS Glue data catalog.
Right.
So it's basically a master list of all your data assets.
Okay.
It knows where your data is, what format it's in, the whole 9 yards.
So it's like a super detailed map of my entire data landscape.
Exactly.
No more getting lost in the data wilderness.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's fantastic. And since it's unified, any tool that works with the Iceberg API can use it, right?
Okay.
No more data silos or compatibility headaches.
Oh, that's nice.
You're free to use whatever tools you prefer.
Okay, so that's a big plus. But all this access makes me think about security.
Yeah.
Like, how do we make sure the wrong people don't get their hands on this treasure trove of data?
That's a great question. The Lakehouse is tightly integrated with AWS Lake Formation, which is their data governance and security service.
All right, so it's like the security chief.
Exactly. It manages permissions.
Yeah.
It enforces access policies, and it keeps an eye on everything that's happened.
Okay, so it's not just a free-for-all. Like, there are still rules and safeguards in place.
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
You can set very, very specific access controls down to the row level.
Oh, wow, row level.
So you can make sure only authorized users can see certain sensitive data.
Oh, okay.
And you can even control what they can do with it.
Wow, so row level permissions. What kind of situations would you need that level of security?
Think about healthcare data, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You might have a database with patient records, but, only certain medical professionals should be able to see certain information within those records, right?
Right, right.
The Lakehouse makes it easy to set up those kinds of safeguards.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like having different levels of clearance
Right.
for accessing classified information.
Exactly.
All right, so we've got security covered, but what about speed?
Yeah.
We talked about how the S3 tables and the Redshift managed storage are built for performance, but are there any other tricks up the Lakehouse's sleeve?
Definitely, yeah. One of the coolest features is intelligent data caching.
Oh, okay, tell me more about this.
It's like a shortcut for frequently accessed data.
Okay.
The Lakehouse learns what data you use most, and it keeps it readily available in memory, which makes queries lightning fast.
So it's like having a personal assistant
Yeah.
who anticipates my needs and has everything ready to go before I even ask.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, so no more waiting for the data to load.
Exactly.
It's just there.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's not just caching. It's also using some fancy query optimization techniques.
Okay, you're going to have to break that down for me.
Mm-hmm.
Query optimization sounds a little technical.
Think about it like this. Imagine you're searching for a specific book in a library.
Okay.
Instead of looking through every single book on the shelves, you could use the library's catalog system,
Right.
to narrow down your search.
Okay.
That's basically what query optimization does.
Oh, okay.
It finds the most efficient way to retrieve the data you need, which makes queries run much faster.
So it's like having a super efficient librarian
Exactly.
who knows where everything is and can just snap their fingers and find it.
Exactly. And the best part is you don't have to worry about manually optimizing your data or queries. The Lakehouse takes care of all that behind the scenes.
Right.
It automatically chooses the best storage format and query execution plan based on your needs.
Okay. This is starting to sound like a data utopia here.
Yeah.
We've got the unified storage, the smart catalog, the ironclad security, and this built-in performance booster.
It really is a powerful platform.
It is.
And for all its complexity under the hood,
Yeah.
the Lakehouse is surprisingly easy to use.
Okay, so you're telling me I can have all this data power at my fingertips without needing a PhD in computer science.
Exactly, yeah. AWS has done a great job of making these really advanced technologies accessible to a wider audience.
All right, that's really great to hear.
You can spin up a Lakehouse in minutes and start querying your data right away.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of user-friendly tools, I'm curious about the integration of the Lakehouse with Sagemaker Studio.
Okay.
How do those two services work together?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
So, Sagemaker Studio is AWS's web-based IDE for machine learning. So it's basically your one-stop shop for building, training, and deploying AI models.
So it's like the control center for all my AI and machine learning projects.
Exactly.
Okay.
And with the integration in the Lakehouse, Sagemaker Studio now has direct access to this unified, scalable data platform.
Okay.
Data scientists and engineers can seamlessly access the data they need for their AI and ML workloads without having to, jump through hoops or deal with data silos.
So it's like a direct pipeline from my data lake to my AML workbench.
Exactly.
I can go from data exploration to model development without any roadblocks.
Precisely. And this opens up a whole world of possibilities for AML workflows.
Oh, okay.
You can use SageMaker Data Wrangler, which is a data preparation tool within SageMaker Studio, to explore and transform your data directly in the Lakehouse.
Wait, so I can clean my data, engineer features, and prepare my data sets for training all within the same environment.
You got it. Yep. It's all right there in SageMaker Studio.
Okay, that is really nice.
And then once your data is prepped and ready to go, you can use SageMaker Autopilot to automatically build, train, and tune your machine learning models.
So even if I'm not a machine learning expert, I can still get in on the AI action.
Exactly. That's the goal, right? To make AI and machine learning accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
And this integration is a huge step in that direction.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. Like the Sagemaker Lakehouse, it's not just about, solving these technical data challenges.
Hmm.
It's about making data work for everyone, whether they're building AI models or just trying to understand their business better.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
It's about empowering people to do more with their data, no matter their skill level. And as AI and machine learning become even more important, I think we'll see even more creative ways to use the Lakehouse.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely sold. The Sagemaker Lakehouse sounds like the ultimate data Swiss Army knife.
I agree. It's a game changer for how we approach data management.
Yeah.
But there's one more thing I wanted to touch on before we wrap up.
Oh, don't leave us hanging.
Yeah, I know.
What else is there to uncover about this lakehouse?
Let's talk about the broader impact this is having on the data industry as a whole.
Okay.
This feels like a turning point, a shift away from those really siloed systems,
Yeah.
and towards this more unified approach to managing data.
I see what you mean. It's like we're moving beyond just collecting data and we're actually learning how to use it effectively.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like we were hoarding all this data, but we didn't really know what to do with it.
Yeah.
We finally realized, hey, this is valuable. We need to manage it strategically.
Absolutely. And that shift is happening on like two fronts, right?
Okay.
We've got these amazing technological advancements, like the Sagemaker Lakehouse, and we've got this growing understanding. That data needs to be accessible. It needs to be usable if we really want to, unlock its full potential.
It's like we've been sitting on this gold mine,
Yeah.
but we didn't have the right tools to extract the gold, and now
Now we do.
we do.
And everyone's realizing how valuable that gold can be.
And that's where the lake house comes in, right?
Exactly.
It provides that foundation for a truly data-driven culture,
Yeah.
where the data is available to anyone who needs it,
Yeah.
not just the tech folks.
Exactly.
It's like we're giving everyone in the company a treasure map
Yeah.
and the tools to dig up the treasure.
And there are no gatekeepers.
No more gatekeepers.
There were data silos.
No more data silos.
Just open access and endless possibilities.
And think about the impact this has on generative AI, right?
Oh, yeah.
Those models,
Or data-hungry monsters.
they are. They're like these data-hungry monsters. They need tons and tons of data to function properly, and the Lakehouse is the perfect platform to feed those hungry beasts.
It's like we're setting up this all-you-can-eat data buffet
I love it, yes.
for our AI models.
Yeah,
And the more we feed them,
yeah.
the smarter and more capable they become.
Okay, so I'm getting a little carried away with the food metaphors here, but I think you get the idea.
Yeah.
The Sagemaker Lakehouse, it's not just this cool new piece of tech.
Yep.
It's a fundamental shift in how we think about data
Yeah.
and how we use it.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And the exciting part is, this is really just the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're still in the early stages of exploring what's possible.
Right.
With the Lakehouse, as more companies adopt it and start experimenting, I think we'll see some truly groundbreaking applications emerge.
It's like we've opened a portal to this whole new world of data possibilities, and we're just starting to take those first steps through it.
Exactly. And, one thing that really stands out to me is the potential impact on specific industries. Like, imagine healthcare providers using the Lakehouse to unify patient data from all these different sources, right? Enabling them to make faster, more informed diagnoses.
Right, right.
Or financial institutions leveraging it to detect fraud in real time,
Oh, wow.
protecting their customers and their bottom line.
It's like giving every industry this supercharged data engine that can power them to new heights.
And don't forget the impact on individual roles within those industries, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Data analysts will be able to spend less time wrangling data and more time uncovering insights. Marketing teams can personalize customer experiences like never before, and business leaders can make data-driven decisions with confidence.
Yeah, it's like it's leveling up everyone's data game,
Exactly.
no matter what their role is.
Exactly, yeah.
It's empowering people
Yeah,
across the board to work smarter, not harder.
that's what makes it so exciting.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty pumped about the future of data after learning all about this Sagemaker Lakehouse.
Me too.
It's a shot of adrenaline straight into the heart of the data world.
I agree, it's a game changer, and I think the key takeaway for our listeners is this. The future of data is unified, it's open, and it's empowered.
Yeah.
And the Sagemaker Lakehouse is paving the way.
That's a perfect way to sum it up. So To all our listeners out there, we encourage you to dive deeper into the Sagemaker Lakehouse and see how it can transform your own data journey.
And remember, this isn't just about technology. It's about changing the way we think about and work with data.
Absolutely.
Embrace the power of unified data and unlock the possibilities that await. That's a wrap on our deep dive into the Amazon Sagemaker Lakehouse. We hope you found it informative, insightful, and maybe even a little bit inspiring.
Until next time.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with data.
And remember,
Yeah.
data is power, but only if you know how to use it.
Happy data adventures, everyone.